and then we can, whoever wishes to summarize can also come in and summarize, and then we can have question and answers. So essentially, when we started chapter number 11, at the end of chapter 10, it was said by भगवान वासुदेव, ये जगत जितना भी है ये केवल मेरा एक अंश है जिससे मैं इसमें व्याप्त हूँ. And that is how it started with the previous section talking about his vibhutis, his glories. He says that only a small part of me is taking care of this entire universe, and I am much, much larger, different, bigger. And therefore, Arjun has this question to ask: why don't you show me your form? Because he's obviously heard a lot in terms of the glories, and he says in the first shloka itself, second shloka itself, that I know that you are the one who has given birth to the entire universe. I understand everything about what you're saying in your previous chapter, about your glories, about your powers. Okay? So not only is he showing that he is a good disciple, he's got a lot of bhakti in him, okay? But he's also showing that eagerness that I want to see your form as Vishnu, as the Ishwar. So that's how it starts. I can go on and do the summary, but I'll request others to do it. But I thought I'll set this in motion, the context which is there. Okay.
Since you already set the context, so Arjun starts with utmost devotion to Bhagwan, and he says that in order to bless him, Bhagwan had spoken those supreme and extremely distinguished, secretive, and spiritual meaning sentences which help to distinguish the Atma and non-Atma. And Arjun, after hearing Bhagwan's words, says that his delusion has been destroyed, and now he has that vivek or discriminating ability, and he believes whatever Bhagwan has said so far to be true. Bhagwan is the creator and the origin of all beings, and he's also the destruction. And he wants to see the grand cosmic divine form of Bhagwan, and which is characterized by complete knowledge, by brilliance, by energy, strength, and fame. And he addresses Bhagwan as the lotus-eyed one, indicating that Bhagwan sees everything, but nothing gets attached or stuck onto him. And also addressing him as the Parmeshwar and Yogeshwar. So he says that only if it is possible, so that Arjun leaves it to Bhagwan to decide whether Arjun is the adhikari for the Vishwarup darshan or not. But Bhagwan consents unhesitatingly. And Bhagwan tells Arjun that the hundreds and thousands of his forms of different types, all divine, and they're all nothing to do with the material world, and of different colors like blue, yellow, etc., and of different shaped parts and forms. And also all the amazing and astonishing scenes which has never been seen by him or by anyone else before. So that indicating that it's nothing similar to a dream or the waking state. And also, he would see the scenes of battle, so that because Arjun had that doubt whether they would win the war or not win the war. So Bhagwan says that he will also get to see those and anything else if he wishes to do so. But he will not be able to see that divine form with the worldly eyes. So Bhagwan grants him the divine eyes with which he can see that infinite cosmic form. And at this point, Sanjay, who is narrating it to Dhritarashtra, points it out to Dhritarashtra that Bhagwan, the Lord Narayan, the great Vishnu Hari, showed his divine cosmic form to Arjuna. And in that form, he saw that there were a lot of divine forms with divine jewels and divine weapons with many faces and eyes looking in all directions. And it was adorned with garlands of divine flowers, anointed with divine scents, divine clothes, and the form was infinite or anant. And the brilliance of that form was like that of thousands of suns shining at one point of time. Although this could also not be a comparison because it could be much more than that. And also, he saw the universe differentiated in endless ways as gods, the ancestor spirits, and human beings. The many manifestations or vritti of Parmeshwar in that one body, in that one place. And at that point, Arjun is extremely surprised, is overwhelmed, and his hair stood up. And he bowed to the Paramatma in that divine form. And he said, and he spoke now. So first Sanjay was narrating what Arjun saw. And Arjun then sees that in one body of Bhagwan, there is all the moving and inert groups of specific things. And he saw various gods. He saw Brahma seated on the lotus form of the earth on Mount Meru, and he saw the divine serpents, Vasuki, and others. And he saw that the forms were infinite, and there was no beginning, no middle, and no end. And in all directions, wherever he saw, there was only forms and forms of the Vishvaroop of Vishveshwar, the Lord of the universe. And there was he saw the half crown, the mace, the disc, and then he saw the brilliance of that form. And it was as if it was lit with the radiance of fire as well as that of the sun, and Sarvato Deeptiman. And when he began to realize that this was in essence, the Paramatma and the manifestations of the Paramatma. And he said that, addressed Bhagwan, that you are that ultimate, supreme, imperishable Brahman who is sought by the seekers of liberation, and that you are the ultimate receptacle or repository or nidhan of everyone, holding everyone, and also you are the ultimate abode or shelter of all, and that you are immutable, imperishable, and thus you are the protector of the dharma. Therefore, it is the eternal or Sanatana Dharma. And Bhagwan, and then he saw that there was now transformation taking place in that form, and he saw it still with many faces, eyes, now many hands, and infinite energy, power, and also the eyes of the like the eyes of the sun and moon, and as indicating that Bhagwan sees both with objectivity as well as emotion. And then he saw that as if the face was lit up with a burning fire and it was scorching the world. And at this, those who were seeing that form, all those in all the three worlds were feeling very distressed, and Arjun also started feeling fearful at seeing this form. And then he saw that Bhagwan then wanted him to see for himself that the decisive victory in the battlefield would be that of the Pandavas, so that all doubts and that fear of battle would be removed from Arjun's mind. And he saw that the godlike warriors were all running and entering into those mouths of Bhagwan, so to say. And the sages were praying, bowing to him, chanting hymns for the peace of the universe, because they could see these ominous signs of violence. And some of their prayers were like Swasti Astu Jagat. And all the gods like the Adityas, Rudras, the Yakshas, the Gandharvas, and the sages, they were all looking astonished at the change that had taken place in the form. And then Arjun saw it changing into a terrorizing form. And he saw that there were very big mouths and huge jaws, and when the eyes appeared as though sort of blazing with fire, and he became very distressed, disturbed, and he was unable to endure it, and his equanimity and peace of mind was disturbed. And that form looked like the Kal Agni, or that fire of time, which comes to destroy the world, reducing it to ashes. And in that form, he also saw Duryodhan, the Kauravas, and also warriors like Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and from their side, Drishtadyumna entering the mouth or into those jaws, indicating their death and destruction. So, and they were entering rapidly. And just to indicate how rapidly, it was as though the waters of a flowing river, as they're about to enter the sea, the flow becomes very rapid. And the way they were getting destroyed was like the way the moths or winged insects enter into a blazing fire. So Arjun at this time, he's really terror struck, and he asked Bhagwan as to what is the purpose and intent of this terrorizing form. And Bhagwan then tells him that he is like the swollen time, the time of destruction of the world, and he has come as the destroyer now. And all these so-called, I mean, the invincible warriors like Bhishma, Drona, etc., they will all get destroyed in due course of time, even if Arjun does not pick up his arms to fight the battle. For Bhagwan has already ordained their death. And therefore, Bhagwan urges Arjun that he should take the benefit of glory arising from being victorious in the war. And because this victory is only attained due to great virtues, and Bhagwan grants it to him that way.
Yeah.
But he should be the instrument of the Lord, and not think of himself as any doer, but as Lord's instrument. And Bhagwan addresses him as Savya Sachin, the one who is equally skilled uh, with both his hands in the use of weapons and fighting skills. And then Bhagwan, to remove all doubts, because he was afraid or doubtful whether he'll be able to win over the warriors with divine special powers and boons. So Bhagwan shows him one by one Bhishma, Drona, uh, Karan, and Jayadratha. And so that Arjun has no doubt whatsoever that he will be victorious. So at this point, Sanjay turns to King Dhritarashtra and he makes a mention that Arjun is very fearful and he's also very pained at whatever are the outcomes of the battle. And his speech is faltering and it's almost as though he's choked, unable to speak. And Sanjay feels that if Dhritarashtra takes heed of this, there might be a truce. But Dhritarashtra, as sealed by the fate, whatever has been ordained by Bhagwan, uh, does not hear these words. And then Arjun uh, speaks to Bhagwan with extreme submission and humility and devotion. And he says that, Lord, it is only proper that the world is rejoicing and hearing from you and praising you and your grandeur. Because Bhagwan is the Atma of all and he's the friend of all beings. And therefore, love and reverence for Bhagwan is the right thing to do. And it is also proper that all the demons are fleeing and all the sages are bowing with folded hands. And the reason why it is proper, Arjun says that Paramatma is the one who commands highest or supreme respect. And he is the cause of the cosmic egg, he is the creator. He is the eternal one, he is the abode of all, he is the Lord of gods, and he is that imperishable, eternal Brahman as heard of in Vedanta. And that imperishable Brahman is beyond what is the truth and false. Truth or Sat being that which exists, and false or Asat being that which the mind sees is not. But both these are superimpositions on that Brahman, and Brahman is beyond that, and there is none else than Brahman. Brahman. And he is sort of repetitively praising uh, Bhagwan because he's so overcome with reverence, love, and devotion. And again, he says Bhagwan is the creator
And fear.
and fear. Yes, fear. Bhagwan is the creator, and Bhagwan is the primal God, and he is the one who is in infinite forms, and he is of he is the only thing which is worth knowing. He is the knower of all things which are knowable, and he bows to Bhagwan 1,000 times and again, because out of his devotion and fear, as you have said, he feels that even after bowing thousands and maybe thousands of times, it is still inadequate to express. And he also offers his salutations, or he bows to the Paramatma in all directions, because Paramatma is facing all directions, being the Atma of all. And he has understood that the ultimate Brahman, Vasudev, Bhagwan, Paramatma, Ishwar is all one. And he says that you are that one. In one form, you are manifesting as infinite forms. And so you are the Sadguru. And now, having realized the greatness, the grandeur of Bhagwan, he starts kind of, he realizes that out of his ignorance earlier, uh, he had not given that due respect and reverence which he should have shown to Bhagwan. And he had treated him like a friend, and therefore, in all his interactions, he should have shown him the respect which is due to Bhagwan. And therefore, he seeks Bhagwan's forgiveness. And he says that Bhagwan is the father of the father, or the creator. And Bhagwan is that preeminent guru who is worthy of uh, respect and worship. And that Bhagwan is only one. And there can be, there can't be two Ishwars, because that will lead to conflicting determinations and impossible situations. So, and there is no comparison. There can be no comparison because there is none else. And for a comparison, one would need an image or equal of Pratima, but Bhagwan is apratim prabhav, so there is really no comparison. And then he says that just as a father forgives his son, and a friend forgives a friend, and a lover forgives a beloved's mistake, Bhagwan should also endure his mistakes and forgive him. And then he requests Bhagwan, or implores Bhagwan, that although he was thrilled at seeing his Vishwaroop or the Virat, but he was filled with fear, and he would like to see that cheerful form of Bhagwan, the Vishnu with the four arms, and with the mace and discus and conch and crown. And then Bhagwan speaks and first reassures Arjun. And he tells Arjun that it is his blessing. He has bestowed his grace on Arjun and shown him this divine cosmic form. Because this cannot be seen without the grace and blessings of Bhagwan. It cannot be seen through study of Vedas, or through performance of sacrificial yagnas, or by giving gifts equal in weight, gifts of gold, or through severe penances. And it is only through his grace. And this is what Bhagwan has bestowed on Arjun. And then Bhagwan says that even the gods desire to see the form, but they have not seen it, and nobody else other than Arjun has seen it. And then Bhagwan assumes his four-armed form of Vishnu, and then his gentle human form of Krishna. And Arjun now feels happy, and his peace and equanimity of mind has been restored. So then, if Bhagwan cannot be seen in any of the ways which, like the Vedas or the sacrificial yagnas or gifts or penances, the only way in which Bhagwan can be seen or made visible is through devotion. And Bhagwan describes the devotion of bhakti which is required, and that is single minded devotion. where the devotee thinks of nothing else or devoted to nothing else other than Bhagwan, and with all his senses attains only Bhagwan and nothing and no one else. And with that undivided devotion, Bhagwan can be known through the Shastras, and not only known but also realized in essence, attained and liberated. And finally, in the last shloka of the chapter, Bhagwan summarizes the essential message of the Bhagavad Gita, planning or giving the practices for liberation, and perform all works for the Paramatma, meaning that, and also the Paramatma is the final destination. Because if one is performing or works for a master, but that is not the final destination. But Bhagwan, for whom one performs the works, is also the final destination. And Bhagwan should be served with joy with all the senses, mad bhakt. And that was mad parm, mad bhakt. And then the devotee should be bereft of attachment or love for friends, relatives, women, children, and wealth. The devotee should not have any animosity towards anyone, nirvair, and even to those trying to cause him extreme harm, he should be without animosity. And the three things to do: uh, perform works for the Paramatma, believe Paramatma is the final destination, have no engagement with anything or anyone else, and have no animosity
And single-minded
and single minded.
devotion.
And I just tried to learn that last shloka. I don't know whether I will remember it just now or not,
Please try.
but it is Mat Karam Krin Mat Parmo Mad Bhakt Samvarjitah
Samvajita.
and Nirvair Sarvbhuteshu Yah Sa Mameti Panda.
Very good.
It's I think your blessings. It's really the way you teach.
Very
Amazing. She speaks spontaneously.
I know.
And you know,
You
can
know
just
it all.
speak
See,
without.
I think it's the Guru's
It's the
blessings
Guru's
and
blessings.
God's grace. I
Anyway.
never take any credit.
You want to?
That's what
something,
I would
please?
like to first thank you for encouraging us to write a summary.
No, you should.
That way, we read the whole chapter in one
Again.
go and try to. I have attempted to.
Yeah.
This time I missed two classes, but I went online and heard your
Discussion.
discussion. So again, it's just a small attempt.
No, it's okay. It's very good.
It's
Whatever
very
it
good.
is.
It's just so the 11th chapter is a revelation of the cosmic form of Krishna. Arjun pleads to the Lord that though you have spoken to me about the supreme distinguished sentences which distinguish Atma and non Atma, and my delusion too has been destroyed. Yet, if you think that I am capable of seeing and it is possible, then I want to see your imperishable form. So, when Arjun asks this of Bhagwan, he obliges and reveals his many thousands of forms. But to see it, Bhagwan has to bless Arjun with divine eyes, as he will not be able to see it with his worldly eyes. Sanjay conveys this to King Dhritarashtra that Narayan is showing his supreme form to Arjun, hoping that Dhritarashtra would understand that Krishna is Narayan. He revealed to Arjun a form with many mouths and eyes, wearing divine garlands, flowers, and robes, etc. He saw the entire world residing in the body of Krishna, and it has been described in great detail. On seeing this form, Arjun was filled with amazement and wonder and fear. He couldn't speak, and with folded hands, he speaks to Bhagwan that, O Lord, you are the ultimate Brahma, you are immutable, imperishable, and you are the protector of an everlasting Dharma. He can see a form with no beginning, middle, or end. Hence, he knows that Bhagwan is infinite and all pervading. This form also became fearful. And when Arjun saw that part where all godlike warriors were running and entering God, this form created fear in him and in all others. All beings were filled with fear. Arjun was confused, disoriented, and not at peace. He begs Bhagwan to be cheerful and admits that all his doubt is gone and that he will be defeated. He has seen all the warriors being swallowed by Krishna in his cosmic form, and Krishna's radiance is spreading over the world like a fire. Now, Arjun, after seeing this huge Virat Roop, asks him, Who are you, Parmeshwar? I am unable to understand you, so please explain. That is when Krishna says that he has come with the intent of destroying the worlds. He has come to destroy the evil which is being committed. This was my interpretation.
Go on.
Is it okay?
Go on.
Uh, he has come to destroy the evil which is being committed. So all men of valor, Bhishma, Drona, and Karn, etc., will die. So Arjun should fight them and defeat them, and also take the valor of defeating them. And in this way, Arjun becomes the instrument to defeat these warriors. Now, Arjun speaks falteringly as he is overcome with emotion on seeing the cosmic form. All are bowing to you, He Mahatma. This is a reason to rejoice also, as you are the creator of the world, the supreme abode of this universe, and so all should bow to you. I also bow to you, as you are all pervasive. But forgive me if unknowingly I have shown lack of respect to you, or as a friend in ignorance, I might have made a mistake while interacting with you. You are the Father of the world, unmatched by anyone. So, prostrating before you, please forgive me. Please show me your earlier form, which was of my friend. On seeing this fear, Bhagwan dissolves the universal form and calms Arjun down with affectionate words. He assures Arjun that this form of his can be seen only with his grace. It has not been seen by anyone before him. No doubt Arjun feels grateful to him to have seen it, but Arjun should not have fear or confusion after seeing it. And then Bhagwan transforms back to his gentle human form. Arjun feels now happy and regains his composure. Bhagwan explains that this vision cannot be seen by many, even if they have the desire to see it. It can only be seen if one is devoted to him. In Shloka 54, Bhagwan says that he can be attained and anyone can be liberated by him only if the devotee has single minded, pure, and undivided devotion. Shloka number 55 summarizes the essential meaning of the entire Gita. He who performs actions for Parmeshwar is devoted only to him serves him with joy with all his senses, and is bereft of attachment to his family, friends, and to wealth, is without animosity to anyone. Such a devotee attains his final destination, that is Bhagwan.
Very well. Anybody else wants to attempt? No? Any questions which arise? Let's open it up for.
Not a question, just one comment. Uh, I think the whole point was that Arjun was ready, and this divine form cannot be perceived by most people or majority of the people. So, in my mind, that was the doubt or the thought that the first six chapters were the concept of God was very clear. The whole point was we jumped that Lord Krishna is it. So Arjun asks and he shows the Rodrup also and all the divine form and cosmic and everything. I think the shloka that she read in the end, that how to get there, is I think that's to me is the summary of it all, that being Madbhakt and the complete devotion only and only to him. That's what my takeaway was.
Right. That's the shloka number 55, preceded by 54. Both combined actually give you the final. Anybody?
It could also be that there were many people who doubted that Krishna was the
Yeah.
God. So, in a way, like he knew that Sanjay was hearing him, and maybe
He was making an attempt
an attempt to.
that Dhritarashtra could still. Yeah.
So,
But also that it was being compiled into much later, of course, into Bhagavad Gita. So the message is to everybody.
to everyone. Yeah.
It is true. It is true. It's to bring that conviction in all the bhaktas or semi-bhaktas or whatever you want to call.
So God knows that it will be compiled as Bhagavad Gita at a later date. So that's why the Vani which reaches everybody through Vedas.
So here, that benevolent and that form of Bhagwan and that
Rudra form.
Rudra form. Yes, so it's also a message that one should not be on the path of adharma, or not even side with adharma, because all these Bhisham, Drona, they were otherwise very distinguished people, but they took the side of adharma.
Yeah.
And so, whatever one is, but if one is on the side of adharma, God does not
Yeah.
spare the evil.
So that I think is repeated twice. He's here for destroying it.
Yeah.
And earlier shloka, I think chapter 2 also, it's clearly stated there. That yeah, it's a creator, preserver, but also the destroyer.
Yada yada hi dharma.
Yada yada hi dharma. That's exactly what I was saying.
For me, I think my takeaway was how easily Krishna gets surrenders to the request of Arjuna. जब उन्होंने बोला कि मुझे आप दिखाओ, तो उन्होंने कोई he didn't say कि अच्छा wait करो अभी नहीं,
no ifs and buts.
no if or he agrees, and then जब उन्होंने बोला कि मुझे क्षमा करो, तो भी उन्होंने बहुत जल्दी उनको forgive किया. So both times I feel like when you actually surrender and ask Bhagwan for जैसे अगर हम अभी भी बोलें कि आप प्लीज हमारे साथ गीता क्लास में रहो, तो maybe he will be, वो भी मान ले, मतलब, small
मानते हैं।
request, हाँ,
बोलो तो सही।
तो वही, so for me, this was like,
So you raised that point about forgiveness.
Yeah.
Shama.
Yeah.
Endurance.
Endurance. In a sense, endurance also. Yeah. If you look at it from another perspective.
Ignorance and love, they were two
Yeah.
factors.
Yeah, Arjun, whatever he did was out of ignorance. There was nothing deliberate. Whereas there was no avivek there at all, which one could see
Yeah.
on the other side.
Yeah.
And the vivek wasn't there.
Yeah.
That was, whatever he did was out of ignorance. That's all.
Yeah. There also, I think he had tremendous love and faith in Krishna as a
Sakha.
friend, as a person, as a sakha. Okay. He didn't know of him as
The God.
the God, the Brahma, the Vishnu, whatever incarnation. But he believed in him thoroughly, fully. Therefore, he took him along as his partner for the war, not his army.
Yeah, the ultimate trust.
He had the ultimate trust.
He let the entire army go, but he's the one I
Absolutely.
need.
That's again about faith.
Faith. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, that's the word.
The beginning, Shraddha is the basis of getting into spiritual practices, because Vivek and Vairagya perhaps are a little more difficult, but
Yeah. So each of these aspects which we look at, for example, when we look at the subject of Shat Sampatti or Sadhan Chatushyam, you want me to repeat these things? Okay. They are all interactively working. It is not that first this will happen, second that will happen. That's all I'm trying to. So, for example, when we look at Sadhan Chatushyam, the 4 ways, 4 sadhanas. Vivek, Vairagya, then third one consists of Shat Sampatti, and the fourth one is Mumukshta. Mumukshta is deep desire to attain him. Now, when we look at Shat Sampatti, there is Sham, Dam, Uprati, Titiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan. Samadhan, Shraddha, that's the sequence. Now, what do these mean? If you have Sham, for example, when can you control your desires? When can you control your senses?
I think you need to
Dam.
turn this
It's
around.
It's okay. My face is no more beautiful than
No, the voice.
No, the voice. The people who are
the
watching.
voice is right there at the back. The microphone is somewhere there. It doesn't make a difference. And yes, therefore, so Sham and Dam, you can forego your desires only after you have fulfilled the desire with that ultimate.
meaning
That pot which you are there becomes empty. It has to be filled up with something, and that filling up is of the love of that particular ultimate. Why do we talk about desire has to be given up? Desire is a very useful thing, because if we desire him, the ultimate, that's what the desire has been given to us as for human beings, right?
But this is profound.
Yeah.
A, you said it is interactive. B, it has to replace, something has to replace the desire.
I'm saying that
the desire for him
Huh.
has to
Replace the rest of the
desire for worldly things.
Has to replace everything else.
Everything.
So then you look at Dam in the same way. You control your senses only if your senses are going to be
Focused
focused
on
on
that.
him. Okay. Each of these words, so when we look at talking about these things in the beginning, we don't say all these things. But when we start understanding, when we come to chapter 11, 12, and 13, and so on and so forth, then we start getting deeper meanings of each of these words. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah? Uprati is the same thing. That I can be beyond and see myself as somebody who is watching, is above all the problems which are happening around. When can that happen? Only when I start feeling that I am actually that Atma, that Brahma, sensing it somewhere. Then Uparati will start happening. You make an effort to do it, it will take you to some point, okay? Maybe it will get you to Vivek a little better. You'll use Vivek for Uparati, right? So these interactions are going to play in their own way based on a situation and based on your own swabha. Are you getting it? The way I am constructed will decide what will be given more prominence out of all these elements, 9 elements.
One question. Actually, you touched upon it, but I'm just seeking clarification here. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You reach self-actualization after all the desires are fulfilled.
Yeah.
So I'm asking, is that the way, or even if it's not fulfilled, you can?
Yeah, so the way it will operate is you have to see, you can't sort of totally go by the Maslow's law, because you'll say all this has to be over, then I will get.
Then exactly. That's exactly what I'm asking.
Correct.
Yes.
It is a process by itself. You will touch this, you'll release something from here, you'll gain something here, you will, once you gain something here, you will release something here, again you will gain something here. Till the time slowly the entire process enables you to purify yourself, become ekagra. Okay. So it becomes a self-fulfilling sort of a prophecy, because once the force picks up, once you've started, the force picks up. So it's like a whirlwind which takes you then to that which is. It is almost as if at a point it will happen that way. It is not about leaving this world. It is not about detachment and letting go of everything. It is about just being with it. Okay.
It's about wanting it the most.
It will also, that wanting will also happen because of the force getting built along as you go. So, of course, the next chapter will be talking about a lot more of this. And the essence of this is abhyas, practice, perseverance, small things like that. You start with a small thing, try it out, try out again, try out again. Slowly the force starts building up. We've seen it in our lives. In almost many things in which we have succeeded in our life. Am I right?
And I think if you have full faith,
He'll take you.
he'll also.
So this force consists of, yeah, absolutely right. The force builds up only because when you have faith, then he pulls you through. He'll find ways.
It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
So there's a saying also like this कि आप मेरी तरफ एक कदम बढ़ाओ तो मैं आपकी
हाँ.
तरफ 5 कदम बढ़ाऊं.
आप कदम बढ़ाओ तो सही.
एक कदम तो लो आगे.
एक कदम. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step.
First step.
And as you evolve, you want something better. When you're small, you want toys. Then you grow out of toys, and you want like a mechano or something where more brain work is necessary. Then you outgrow that also. You want books. Maybe you want those Perry Mason and whodunits. Then you no, not that. Then you want biographies.
You're
not
describing
that.
my
Then you want.
childhood. I want Perry Mason.
It is. Then now you want only philosophy, something Vedanta, something, something better and better and better. So it's a process of evolution, and
with God's grace, you probably will go there. And you need
That's
God's
what we
grace
reached here.
completely, and you need complete humility. Complete humility. If the itna sa bhi ego hoga, then it will come in the way. You know. So we have to.
There's a today on WhatsApp about this ego. कि वो कौशल्या is asking राम को, how did you kill? रावण को कैसे मारा? कहता रावण को मैंने नहीं मारा, रावण को मैं ने मारा.
Correct. Yes.
His ego killed him.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the Mahagyani, Mahapandit.
And also, so my perspective may be totally wrong. Like उन्होंने उसको दिव्य दृष्टि दी, and he saw the divine form of Bhagwan, his immense power. But if you have a divya drishti, you see the divine form in your day-to-day life. Everything is a wonder. You know, the morning sun, how it always rises, the colors of the sky, the change of the seasons, how the animal world, uh, birds, everything in nature is a wonder. But you need that drishti. वो भी तो एक डिवाइन दृष्टि होती है ना, सब में नहीं होती है. You take everything for granted. ये तो है ही, you know. But then there's that wonder, and a small child has that sense of wonder, which as we grow we lose it. A small child, when he sees petrol in water, he says, "Arey, look at the colors." You take it for granted. You take a small child. I know we used to go for nature walks and bring a little ladybird in a matchbox and look at the dots on the red dots and the legs. And it was really wonderful. You show it to our teacher. But then as you grow older, you become very jaded and you don't see these wonders. So
this is a very nice analogy which can be taken from the sequence in which the entire Vishwarup, the darshan in the Vishwarup is being given. Okay, so he starts with showing you a form which is genteel, brilliant with all the jewels, divine weapons, flowers and scents and clothes which are divine, very beautiful, very nice. Okay, and he has planned that as he goes along, he is going to show the Bhayankar Roop, the terrorizing form. Okay. Some people may say that the desire which Arjun had to see his form, he had to show the second one as well. Okay. Because as we evolve, we also understand we see Bhayankar Roop, terrorizing forms in our own lives. Okay. Till the time we don't see the terror, the pain, the sorrow, the anguish, I am not going to be bowing 1,000 times. Such a huge analogy which comes back to us, the sequence in which he takes Arjun through. Arjun has asked for just the divine form. Obviously, he has in mind that war, that battle has to be fought and have to win. And I need to get that confirmation. But that brings him to the form which is Bhayankar, which is Kalagni. And in our own lives also we see that happen. So evolution is an evolution with the help of this as well,
yes,
the terrorizing form. In that also, when we see him and we can sustain ourselves through it, that is when you are coming out to be the one who is receiving his grace. Because getting out of that form, if you look at the number of shlokas which have been written or spoken by Arjun to request him to come out of that form, is more than the number of shlokas which have been written to request him to come into the form. Okay, they're just 3 or 4 shlokas before Bhagwan shows his form. Am I right? There are 11 shlokas which are written there when he is requesting him to take his original form. Okay. So there's a lot of meaning to it from that perspective also, that you see that it takes, and all the various ways in which he is trying to tell him to change his form. All the ways in which he's trying to sort of feel comfortable, less fearful, whilst he's offering those things to him. Okay? When I say something, I'm trying to also say something to assure myself. Right? Whilst I'm also offering it to him as prarthana, as prayer, as something I'm seeking. So getting into those depths takes its own little work, but if you read that again and see as to how he does it, it's so beautiful.
We see his Bhayankar form also in the form of an earthquake, tsunami. He's terrible.
All those earthquakes and tsunamis are happening within us.
Yes.
Okay, I'm talking about all within us. Okay, there are terrorizing times within our own selves which we go through. Okay, none of us are without it. That's what we are referring to. Really. Outside, though, yes, in the world also it happens. But the evolution which you're talking about can only happen if you're going through those aspects within yourself.
But this is very interesting कि जो the भयंकर रूप जो like हमारे जीवन में भी है सबके. So that is the time, that is the moment we are actually getting closer to the divine in a most like magnified way.
Yes.
Like आप
You can see him do it. Gadgad. He's so afraid also. He's expressing himself more and more articulately, trying to sort of gain his acceptance, gain to sort of get him to change his form, come back to the normal form.
Also a simple message that whatever we think is full of splendor or glory in the world, ultimately
is also
it's going.
Yeah. So this desire, if you look at the desire which Arjun had to look at this form, is the desire which led him to look at the Bhayankar form, the terrorizing form. The same thing happens in our lives also. We desire something and we then find that it's something very terrorizing.
My mother passed away, she was 95 plus. And just a few weeks before she passed away, she just mentioned, she says, भगवान बनाता है, भगवान बिगाड़ता भी है. I was taken aback. Her mind was so alert at that age, and
so constantly, if you look at the shlokas, he's been told as a person who not only gives utpatti, also then
Vinash or Pralay. I mean,
one of
at
those
a
words. Correct.
micro level also, and
Inside you, outside you, anywhere.
And also this chapter 11 felt very personal, feeling of personal awe. That how have I been allowed to be with, I means everybody, but been allowed to be witness, to be a witness, and a witness to the inside of Arjun. Meaning one starts thinking one is Arjun, it's like feels like a privilege that we are being shown. It's a direct, almost direct feeling of experience, cinematographically moving experience. For us, each person is thousands of years later today.
Yeah, for the uninitiated,
very
without
personal.
Shraddha, it could be very something, just a glorified picture of some
or to a
nature.
scholar, it might be
Scholar, it
something
could be
else.
just that. But when you look at it from a perspective of your own insights, and you start relating to it, then some of the thoughts come, feelings come, the way we are talking about it just now.
That's the beauty.
Yeah.
A statement of facts
Yeah.
can never communicate as an experience.
Yes.
So I'm 100%, as she said, that Arjun's experience, the description of his experience, makes us realize much more than if somebody had just stated the facts.
Correct.
That Bhagwan is this and Bhagwan has that roop and Bhagwan is... It won't have that impact at all.
Not at all. Right? The narration, the way he is, sequentially, each shloka has taken it from.
And I think this one was very important that we saw it from Arjun's perspective,
Hmm.
because he's the one experiencing it.
क्योंकि एक्सप्लेन तो संजय भी कर रहे हैं धृतराष्ट्र
हाँ, but experience तो
उसको है ना.
because Sanjay is again describing,
yes exactly
Arjun is experiencing.
so उसमें भी कितना huge difference in the way, because हम यही सोच रहे थे कि धृतराष्ट्र को अगर पता चलेगा एक्सपीरियंस अगर हो तो वो मना
पर
करेंगे
उसने एक्सपीरियंस नहीं किया,
नहीं कर
he just heard.
Whereas we are allowed to experience
Yes.
he didn't. What you were describing, Pele,
Had he believed, the battle would not have taken place.
Yeah.
So, like, does this somewhere even show that God is like even your friend? He can be your friend. He can be your, guidance. He can be your, like everything.
Absolutely.
Because he's a friend too.
Yeah. So he is your goal.
Yeah.
He is the final destination.
Anything you desire him to be.
so just one more thought completely different, जैसे हम धृतराष्ट्र को ब्लाइंड बोलते हैं ना, तो यहाँ पे ये ब्लाइंडनेस भी एक तरह से
Exactly.
different हो गई है ना?
Exactly. So we are. Dhritarashtra
Blind in his thoughts and
is an icon of blindness. Blindness is an icon of that we are not aware of ourselves at all.
His ignorance.
ignorance. This whole, even before the first chapter,
Yeah.
Maya plus Jagat, remove the ignorance. Aankhein kholo.
And the more evolved you get, the humbler you get. There's little nothing to do with this. Sir Isaac Newton, he said, I feel like a child playing on the seashore, happy with a shell or a pebble, unmindful of the treasures which are there in the ocean. You see? So the more evolved you get, the more you realize how much you don't know, how much more there is, to know. And the endless beauty in this world, the endless wonders of this world, the more the humbler you get. But if you are arrogant, you think, oh, I am tops, and it blinds you
Yeah,
completely.
the little knowledge makes you
Yes.
arrogant. The more you know, more you realize you don't know.
Like गुरुमुखी में हम लोग बोलते हैं सिमर सिमर चित्तावा, right? तो सिमर मर वो they actually say कि हर टाइम अपने ego को मारो, मर मर मर, and that is why you attain the sukh of the divine. So वो सिमर सिमर हम actually सिमरन we think that's mala jap or like chanting, or but it's actually killing your own ego.
Simran means smriti.
Smriti.
All the time keeping him in your memory.
Yeah, and अपने आप को खत्म करो ना उसको.
नहीं वो खत्म हो जाएगा. पहले वो कह रहे हैं कि सिमरन is just like we say here that you have mat karm, do action only for me. Mat parayan, do it only to attain me. Serve me as single-minded. So how will you serve him single-minded? Only if you can get to have your attention on him all the time. And how can you do that? By only.
Yeah, you are.
And that Simran is not Jap alone. Simran has got a very wide meaning.
So the crazy thought here, your senses, your eyes are, you have that statue. Your ears, you are listening to that sound, and then prasad that you are tasting. But that mala gives you that touch, sense of touch, so that all your senses
are now focused
here. And you, of course, you're speaking and
incense sticks and all, everything.
All senses.
It has something to do with how you do it.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, the bit finger and how to roll it, all those things.
Yeah, because that helps.
We can go through that also. I can get a mala shirt.
I believe last week they gave some mala or something.
Those
Yeah.
ISKCON people.
Those people.
They give some
Yeah.
mala.
Yeah. At the
Any-
end, they give us the mala and then a jap. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Yeah. I got the mala and jap when I visited the ISKCON temple. So I guess it's the same.
So they called it the Bij mantra.
No.
So any
So
other
they
things
equate
on this chapter?
Rama and Krishna is same for them.
No, let's not worry about them. But
No,
basically,
I'm-
we are understanding that whether it's
Yeah.
Ram, Krishna, Shiv, anything, any of the idols, any of the names which you are using is essentially denoting that which is the ultimate. That's how you need to look at it. And the
Because
differences
here
go
in the
away.
Gita, it's always like Krishna says, he is
Because Krishna is the one who is giving the Gita, the talk, so he says. And he therefore moves back also from being Krishna to becoming the Vishnu. And that Vishnu itself is also that ultimate one.
And if we are talking about thousands of forms, so one of the form of Vishnu is Ram and so
Krishna,
on.
yeah, absolutely right. The avatars
But,
of Vishnu, that's
There are
what
many
we
forms. That's okay.
we call them as avatars of
Vishnu.
Vishnu.
And yes, the very fact that he gets to view his full form at his current age, not when he's sitting and chanting.
Correct.
It itself shows that
Very
yes,
good.
I mean,
Very good
Very good.
observation.
it's not nothing to do with
Hmm.
technique or jap kar rahe ho, yag kar rahe ho. He's seeing him
In the battlefield, right in the point at the point of action.
And also at the end of the chapter, I wonder if everybody, I suspect, might agree that one is left with the feeling of, oh my God, I have this infinite best friend who's going to take me home. Correct? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
no,
home means I'm that.
No, I'm
He'll
more
take me
like
to-
Arjun that unknowingly I've been insulting him.
Good.
And you have no fear because he's your best friend.
Yeah, but it's
So what's
best
good for you?
Yeah, so forgiveness will come.
So we are saying
Anything
also-
from your side? Make it you decide quiet. आप भी चुप है. You बोलिए. Any you want to say something? Anju? विज्ञान नहीं है ये. ये तो
Also, when Arjun says, I bow to you 1,000 times and again, I mean, one gets so overwhelmed by
Yes.
that statement.
1,000 times in all directions,
In
every
all
which way.
directions.
Again and again.
Again and again.
Something it kind of just fills you with awe. Just a small
Anything?
comment about glories we had done in the previous chapter. So this is a Margshir month, and when the month changed, immediately I thought of Vasudev. I mean,
Yeah.
it's the importance
right.
of the glories. So
Yes.
all
Marshish
those
is the month
glories
which he says is the Marshish is now.
yes,
What timing?
it just comes back. Yes. This is yes,
Yeah, that's when
I
the
read
learning,
it and
that's when the learning happens. Is the
Was
Hindu
that,
calendar.
Marshish is the month, this particular month. Yeah,
in the Hindu calendar.
in the Hindu calendar.